he is not showing anything. He
Yeah,
like
because
even
that
in
was
the
barely
trailer, he's just
nothing.
like, which in some instance, I think I give kudos because like, okay, you have to watch next week to see
Oh
what
no,
happens.
that's absolute kudos for me because that lets me know one big thing that they're going through these doors, and there's only one reason why Rick Flag be wanting to go through these doors. He's got what he needed. He could just, kill Peacemaker. He's trying to get his son,
Yeah.
and I don't know if he's trying to find a specific version of his son or if he's trying to find something else for somebody else.
Bro, what is the meta joke? He goes back to the Snyderverse. We're like, it's
Oh my god.
out of all the crazy possibilities, he opens the door and it's Henry Cavill or Ben Affleck or something,
that
or Jason Momoa. That'd be hilarious. That would be absolutely hilarious.
The funny thing is, if Viola Davis kind of showed up, but then you see all of a sudden, like, wait, that's not our Amanda Waller. Like,
that's another Waller. Yeah,
it's a different Waller.
It's Angela Bassett from Green Lantern or whoever.
Oh, it's Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying Angela Bassett. I'm sorry, not Angela Bassett. Viola Davis was Snyderverse's version of Amanda Waller.
Yeah.
So when you go and you see that, but then you get a double take and like, wait, why the hell is Henry Cavill in here? So, it's a lot of range of possibilities with that.
So I dug this episode. I have to admit, I was a little worried when we were getting to the whole Scrabble, whatever.
Scrabble, yeah.
Yeah, I was worried, like, oh no. And even still with John Economos and Eagly, but even though the Scrabble thing was kind of like, okay, they're just trying to make it funny, there was genuine talk. Like, there was just a talk of people that were against each other for a season and a half and be like, yo, have you looked at it from your ex's perspective of like, maybe your wish is bringing down her wish? Having said that, I did not expect the route we were going with the top trio. And again, those theories of like maybe Augie swap places. That makes me rethink now that scene where we see them hunting and they find the doorway. Like, what is that? The context of that sequence. I think John, man, I can't imagine how many takes he went through, but the emotions that John went through in this episode were exceptional. And we were talking about it as we were watching it, but this perspective, like, you don't see the mural or you don't see Mein Kampf on the coffee table, like,
yeah, but here's the thing, it's like we're seeing a very literal example of, you want to call it, of white privilege or people being, naive of what's going on around them, and like literally there's a big freaking mural right there, but then again, that's people like, oh, I don't see anything, what racism, like what prejudice, but also again, it's smart on a director's point that he literally put the viewer in the shoes of Chris. Is like, well, we didn't see that because that he didn't see it either, so that's here or there. But now I wish we got more of the backstory of this world. Like, just saying the Nazis were won World War II. Okay, I get that. I read a textbook too, but like, actually somewhat show us, like, okay, is there a Superman or Overman? Like, is there obviously this is not Earth 3, but I'm like, an alternate, where you're not the only heroes here, so like, what is that? But again, I think he didn't mention that for a reason, because like that wasn't the point, which I think that's, again, him solving the multiverse problem. Like, no, we're making multiverse personal in the DC universe instead of Marvel, where we're making multiverse for Easter eggs. And it's like, and more to just, oh, here's this cameo, here's this. It's like, no, we're focused on this. So the cameos you get is not a cameo of like Superman or someone. It's like one of the agents from season 1 who got, who got butterflied, like that. That's tied to the character. So you make it more personal. But yeah, the fact that he said, because again, there's a reason why he showed that scene a couple episodes earlier of Chris, him and Keith as kids watching the door and then shooting the alien, whatever. But then when the dad said, "Oh, I've ran into my doppelganger a while ago," like, but now my thing is, was that before the kids, when they walk up to that door, or was that after? Because think about it, if it was before, then that means that that was the Nazi dad, and then the switch already happened. So he's smacking him in the face like that. He's like, oh no, that's that's him. But
he just stuck there.
Yeah. He just stood there, right? And then, but the dad, the way he was acting this entire episode, not even with his kids, with everyone else, he was like, no, we don't need to hurt them. The original dad would not do that, you know, or at least Coco is that the original dad.
Well, that's
he's the original dad. The blue dragon is the original dad. Possibility. That's crazy.
I think that's the whole point. Like, he took a line out of Jordan Peele's Us. I literally think that when he discovered the portal, he found his doppelganger just like Chris did. It's different, so as he probably know how to get back, and he was like, man, this dude's volatile. I need to go back to my world. He probably went back into his world, and he probably didn't even know how to go back in or out, because the way that Keith kind of put it, he was like, it's impossible. You can't go in or out. And it kind of seemed like they hadn't really been using it like that. But I think that, in all honesty, it's been an ignorance is bliss. He's like, you know what? Like my son is alive. Like, I got the thing that I wanted. But it was kind of like Mike said, as soon as he understood who Chris was, where he came from, he was supportive of him. He listened to him. He engaged with his friends. Like, he didn't torture them or anything. Economos, I mean, he kind of like, he was an intruder, but he could have like tortured him, like for real, but he did not. He only had like a flesh wound in his hand.
The notion he's saying, like, I do believe he didn't mean to kill our Chris, and it's just like,
that's like, come on,
like, what the fuck?
So it's kind of like, for me, that the reason why this emotionally connects is honestly, truthfully, Robert Patrick. Robert Patrick's version of Augie in this one is the reason why this episode succeeds to me, because it required, like, John Cena to use all of the different levels of emotion that Chris is dealing with. Loss, grief, acceptance. And he's having to deal with all those emotions while the people that love him are in the room with him. The people that he also loves are being killed by those same people. And it's kind of like, you know, he blames himself for so much as it is, but he's kind of like, I can't even get what I want. And now I brought these two groups together. And it's like, look at the fruit that I've basically wrought. And I think that John, he killed it. As far as his reaction to what was going on with his dad, I was in shock, because I was like, the man he hasn't showed that he's a Nazi. And I was like, if it turns out that he is the actual original dad from
heartbreaking,
that's gonna, bro.
And the dad that's been taking care of Chris this whole entire time has been the Nazi version. Like, I don't even know if Chris is gonna be able to accept that. He probably will be even more destructed from the emotional side of that. But the other part of it is Keith. Keith is not going to accept this. And it's kind of like, as much as I was kind of like, yo, you can't kill Keith. You can't kill Keith, bro. You can't do it. But she wasn't wrong, because he's not going to stop. You might as well call him the Terminator.
She almost pulled a Joel.
She did. She did. She literally did.
I don't know if that, now the vigilante, there's two things. The vigilante from Earth X, he was the one that killed Augie, because I think that was.
Oh no, he did. I don't think that
was our vigilante.
I don't think our Augie would ever kill Chris Dad, because he could have been done that. Like, it's our Adrian. I think that Adrian is from Earth X. He's been waiting to kill.
Yes.
But I think it's interesting that he didn't really know this man. And I think that he's been passing. That's what he's been doing. He's been passing. And he said it. He was like, look, I've been doing what I have to do to kind of stay in shape. And that's from a writing standpoint, James, I feel you. I smell you. I don't think the rest of the world caught
They're not going to accept it. They're not going to accept it.
It's weird, which I think it's what he wants to talk about, because, like, you look at it, he shot, potential OG Augie shot the cops, like right there. And what was he doing? He's trying to keep it in the family. He's like, no. Everybody stay okay.
He said the cops were not good people either. He's like, no, you kill innocent people. Like, these cops ain't innocent.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's like, for you being, again, if you are a white supremacist or a Nazi, and the cops are there, like, they're your, the people you always go and defend, the blue wall. We always talk about it, right? But, like, he said, no, they're not innocent people. That's why I killed them. It's like, no, not because I killed him, because like, oh yeah, there, it's whatever. I'm just a murdering psychopath. No, he said, and even I need to see that dialogue scene of him talking about, listen, I don't care who you are, whatever. I just stand on my principles and blah blah. And then, but when Adebayo said, "This world ain't different from ours,"
Yep,
listen, it's gonna piss a lot of people off, but it's gonna be like it's taking a step back, especially the fact that this episode was before even the stuff that's happening now, literally. And again, much as I was a little bit frustrated, and again, I know one friend of ours is going to be really upset with this, because I do agree, Adebayo could have more weight to let that sink in, but I think it was also they made up for it. I mean, whether we're not liking it the way they did it, but at least at least
gave us some stuff of it
with Judo Master, because like, you know what, him just doing that one scene at the pool is like, okay, you know what, you're an asshole, but it's like you did that, and it's like, all right, you complex. At first, when I'm seeing you came back this season, I was like, I was not messing with you, dude. Like, I just like, oh my god, here's again. Yeah. But it's like, no, he's complex. You remember you tased me? All right, it's whatever.
Yeah.
And that's like life. Like we make bad decisions, and then we meet up with people like, yeah, you know what? I messed up. I'm sorry. And then Chris had to yell out, what the hell? All of us, we're all like, what the hell have we done? We're all bad people. Like, we all done, bad things.
It's a mind-bending thing to see, like them dragging him off and him going, he's not a Nazi. He's not Nazi. And they're just like denial, like trying to like comprehend what was going on. And like, but even again, when they were tied up, when he was on the set, he was like, that's my friend. That's my best friend. I'm not going to let anything happen to her. And it's just like, then he was having Leota's back there. And it's just like, again, it was mind-bending to me because I connected with Keith in the beginning of the season, and I was like, I kept looking at him. He's like, Keith was ready to like throw down with Chris, and the whole time Augie is just chill about it, just want to know,
chill.
And we're just like, this is weird. And again, I'll say this, kudos, because I didn't see that one. That was not on my potential bingo card. That was a left.
Yeah, there's so much. There's so much with that on a deeper level, because there's a lot of people that are in very interesting places in their lives, and they have to kind of stay around a certain amount of people in a certain element, and they pass. They don't say it. They see how bad it is, and some people live a lifelong just to do that, right?
Secluded.
And they used Augie in this to show this man was like, look, I've been dedicated my whole entire life to stopping this, but the price that I'm paying for that is accepting this whole entire world and what they're actually perpetuating. And it's interesting that the moment that changed him is seeing his son. It's amazing what you would do when it comes to your children. Like how at some point, like, nah, this ain't standing anymore. I got to stand on business in a different way.
And then there's no way a father. And listen, I'm not crossing the line yet. Eventually, soon, but it's like for a father to say, "Hey, Keith was like, that's my freaking brother." Yeah, but he wasn't really good guy. He had a lot of drug problems. He was very violent.
Right.
A father would not say that too about his, like, he could be honest, but he'd be like, hey, you still killed my son. He's like, no, we got him.
Right.
It's like, I only see that if like I'm defending my actual son. That's I don't listen. And Keith, he's out of blue. He's like, no, that's my brother. What are you talking about?
Right.
And he could be like, oh, you're not my actual dad. So what the hell's going on here? I'm more pissed.
Yeah, and it would make sense because now the whole entire wheel is gone full circle. Now,
Keith lost. Yeah,
right. Keith lost everybody, and that's insane how they play that out. Did they ever talk about the mother? What happened?
They said the mother died when they were younger.
Yeah,
but I think that's like a canon point for both storylines.
Okay.
Like even then, only your mother was only still be living to see you. That was the line from season 1. But there's also another plot too about the helmets, because James kept saying, "Oh, well, even the line that Chris made earlier in the season, like, hey, did your dad say you was smart to make the helmets?" Like, well, not necessarily. So where did he get the helmets? And so that's another thing. Like, he can't be this smart unless okay, what if it's so crazy? What if they swap places and I don't know, maybe the blue dragon was like, hey, I'll make your stuff for the helmets for you. You can just borrow these, or I don't know. I'm thinking way too much into this, but like they gotta get these helmets somewhere.
They haven't pinpointed the start of this, and there's a reason that they are holding that in. And I mean, now that we know that we're going into different universes, we got to find something. But I think that the other thing that's kind of scaring me is I'm trying to figure out, how does this even end? Where are we? What's the trajectory of this? Like, I don't think I've seen a Marvel or DC show where I truly don't know where this is going, because it feels like
an ending. It feels like a finale, like an Empire Strikes Back ending.
It was almost like this next episode leads us into wherever the DC studio universe is going. Like, I don't know what that means, but
like there's only there's only room left for like a little bit more character stuff. And like again, now how does Chris see Adrian? Regardless if he killed his dad or was the other one, it's like, yo, vigilante in the suit killed the dad who was willing to like have a dialogue with me.
You know what? I don't think that's gonna bother him at all. Because the way that it works with kids, right? You know, like say your parents get a divorce or something's going on in the home, you self-implode. You blame yourself for the cause of everything. And that's what Chris has been his whole entire life. And now everything that transpired, he thinks I put them all in this position for me to lose my family all over again. I truly don't believe he's going to blame any of his friends for any of it. And I don't think he's going to blame anybody else. But it's kind of like, the only thing that's going to help shake him out of it is I hope that like his real dad left him some kind of message or something, because I don't know how he's going to get shaken out of this. His friends are not going to be able to shake him out of this.
Yeah.
I do have a theory that I think that Lex Luthor is going to steal that helmet transport.
The box.
He's going to get that. And he's going to use it to go into pocket dimensions. Absolutely.
Now, I think this is also the beginning of the DC universe of the Boom Tube. Or at least evolution of it, because again, the DC purist in me is like, hey, listen, these are boom tubes. Why are you not, calling it, but then it's like if you're showing how these evolve, like, this is the beginning of the DC universe, like, all right, now boom tubes will become, basically like a common thing after Man of Tomorrow, So
is Mr. Miracle and Big Barda around the corner? Is Orion around the corner?
Now, theory.
Now, Mr. Miracle makes sense.
Now, I know about the show, but like now, I know there's a fan theory again. We're wilding, whatever. But of the son of Darkseid, or New Gods, his outfit is similar to Peacemaker.
What? Say that again.
Orion looks similar to Peacemaker.
Yeah.
And people called it out as a theory. It's like, hey, this is kind of like.
And in that story, Darkseid and
swap places with switch their sons to the New Gods and up on Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
The swapping, it's very, very theatrical, and like the whole thing's like old kings swapping with
their sons, their
daughters
prodigal
and
sons.
Yes. Yeah, for lineage stuff, and it's just like. That can't be a coincidence. There's no way that's a coincidence. Like,
dude,
look at that, dude.
I've never even thought about this.
Look at that,
dude. Like,
never even thought about this.
That would be a swindle.
This picture right here, I swear this is Peacemaker.
That would be a swindle. If we get Orion, I will literally like yell like a schoolgirl and be like, ah! I would be like, yo, what
is the actual doors? It's a leeway to Apocalypse. I'm telling you, they're gonna piss all this. I'm telling you, you're bringing the Darkseid in episode 8. You're like, oh man, now the comments gonna.
Wow.
But listen, how cool would it be if he retcons it like? And this Orion it would be John Cena, but it would be personal because we're actually following the son of Darkseid. We're not just because Darkseid is the main, title character. We get that, but you also are are giving us a new character, but giving us awareness of him in the series, which you already confirmed that we're using lesser known characters for series than we are putting them as a solo movie. But I'm like, that character has importance because who he's related to, and so it's like it's.
So wait, are y'all? Hold on, bro.
Look at it. It looks like I don't think James is an idiot. Come on.
That graphic, Sam, that you just saw, that's from the Tom King run. And James has been out of his limb these past few years, being like, I love almost everything Tom King's done. So it's like you can't tell me that like okay, at the outmost, there's got to be some like crossroads, whether they do it or not. That's a whole nother thing. But it's like that helmet, that technology, you're telling me that like these hicks came up with it like that? Like there's no way.
So I think that's where I'm at the
potential
here, because who would develop this technology to make transportation back and forth? Who would develop the helmets? Because
that species, where is that from?
We were even thinking about the fact that like
it's an alien.
The dad was the original person that created it, but then we find out he didn't. So where the hell they come from?
What about the alien that keeps like ignoring Chris in there? Like
xenomorph.
What if that has to do with like? I'm telling y'all, I'm trying to serve my expectation, but I could see connection. I could see the connection. Man, next week, please don't.
But like that trailer gave us nothing. That trailer gave us absolutely nothing. You showed us like a Dr. Seuss world or something.
Yeah.
Like
we're at the 1 yard line. Please, like, bring it home. Bring a touchdown.
Listen, I don't think he's gonna do it because it's Disney. Probably not. Like one of Dorothy leads to
the Marvel universe. Oh, that would be dude. But especially now with the comics, like crossover.
Because again, he gives himself credit. Like, hey, I created the DC universe and the Marvel universe, and I created Marvel universe in the DC universe.
The most I can see them do that is if they open the door and it's from the perspective of whoever opens the door, and you just hear like the MCU theme, and they're just like, it's like, never mind, not here. Boom, and it's like, yo, there's a doorway there.
Come on, man. I don't think that's a coincidence. And
yeah, that is.
Come on.
What a twist, I would say that. And like, oh man, that would be
bro. I ain't gonna lie. So we gotta get this review up ASAP. First off, I need to know what other people thinking, because if next week anything close to what we're talking about happens, I might legit lose it.
Yeah.
I'm through.
I might legit lose it.
He said, and I recently heard that James Gunn said that next week's episode should be longer than usual. Which I'm like, I hope for that sake that it's true.
Give me an hour, because this was only 35 minutes.
I know. I'm like, I was just like, I'm like, give us an hour. Give us an hour.
Man.
So yeah, we've been gushing about the possibilities here. What do we think about the episode? What's the A to F ranking?
It's I will give it a man, somewhere between A- and B+. It's right there. Like it is. It's right there. Like it was good. I will say this: I was not bored. They opened up a new road that I was not expecting us to go down, and especially with what they teased at the end of him surrendering and him taking the fall, and that look of like, I don't want to see nobody, maybe because I'm the angel of death, and it's just like, don't tell me you're going back to your old ways, Chris. Like this is not the way. Like, oh boy. Anyways, I'll leave it at A- or B+.
Man, I just want to say, the way I started the beginning of this season, James, I offer you an apology, because I listen, I was not feeling a lot of it with comedy, but then he's not a dumb individual. He's very smart what he's doing. And I just felt like, okay, you know what? I just had to wait. And if this is the consistency you're going to have, we're in for a long, prosperous DC universe for the next 10, 15 years, whatever. And I'm here for it. And I just want to say with this episode in particular, that scene with his dad and the flashbacks, there was a moment in season 1 where he was dancing by himself, drunk, whatever, high, and he was dealing with the death of his brother Keith, and then with the killing Rick Jr., and he's just crashing out in his own room and like loathing in that. And it's like I related to that so much, and that was like the moment. All right, this show is actually fire, and we got that moment here in episode 7. That kind of like, and it brought everything back. So I'm gonna give this A-. And listen, we're gonna have the best recorded next week. I can't say I've been more excited for an episode in a while, and as a fan, I'm geeking out about this. But I'm here for it. I hope nothing is spoiled.
If next week it delivers, it's gonna be a long 6 to 8 months until Supergirl gets here, and it's just like, come on, man, we need to go to the next. Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah. Just off the sheer possibility alone.
Yeah, look at now.
Just off the sheer possibility alone. I think one of the things is us as journalists and content creators, like sometimes we get stagnant. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of life going on. A lot of times we don't have like things to hope for or to be excited about. And it's good to have something to be excited about. It's good to have like some decent writing and different possibilities that dare to make us dream. That's the whole point of entertainment media. And I think this episode, even though it was only 35 minutes long, and even though we had our own perspectives of where the direction it was going to go, James, you're a smart dude, man. This is this is a perfect setup for a slam dunk. But more than anything, I think it leaves a breath of fresh air of where the DC staple could go. And I think it looks very positive. So I'm very excited. I think the highlights for this for me were absolutely Robert. I think if we don't see his character again, shout out to him, man. He did his thing in this episode. It made up for all the different moments. I was like, man, this dude is terrible. Like, I hate looking at him, hate seeing him. But in this one episode, they gave me hope, right? And then even with like Judo Master and old girl, like I was kind of like, I hated Judo Master, but they were able to there's some common connection there. And they weren't shy enough to kind of like talk about the real issues. And without saying racism, they showed what it actually looks like and complacency. So there's certain themes in this and the way it was written within the 35-minute mark that I think is going to miss the mark with a lot of different people of really seeing what it really is about. But foundationally, James, you did your thing. This is A. Yeah.
Damn. that's my last word. Just damn. Okay.
Yeah. So
I'm not working next week. I'll say this next Thursday. I'm not working.
My deep animated brain is tingling. It's about to go bring some cartoons, man. You bet. It's not even Saturday morning.
we will be back. Mike, where can everybody find your content?
You can find me everywhere: YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere. At Jedi Mike 7. Brought to you by Solo Media. You can find me here at TeamJVS as well. I'm looking forward to next week.
Yes, sir. Ronan, where can everybody find your content?
You can find me at Ronan and Jane on YouTube on all the socials. You best believe I'll be dropping reactions across all platforms with these two guys. It's been a blast covering the DCU thus far, and if this energy keeps going, I think this is the rise of a new age, new frontiers to go as DC fans. So I say F it. Give peace a chance.
Perfect tagline. And on that note, we're out of here, guys. Have a good night.
Filing out the top of